Pure anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
My dear guests, welcome. I'm Admiral Teags, your hosts. You've reached Saving Star Trek Island. Hey, everybody. What's going on? I'm here with Resolute German Krimwan. Hey, guys.
Hello.
We just got the news right before airtime. Thank God it's not worse, but apparently for right now, our pal Snowdub is blocked from live streaming. It's not too cool. If Snow wants to reach out, he can come on here. I wasn't going to bother him, though. Apparently he got something went down today. And he got a warning, but they didn't tell him he couldn't live stream. So if you're here because you couldn't see Snowdub, I mean, I'm sorry. I'll do my best. Let me see if I can read it. Let's see. The channel's live streaming ability might be turned off because it has a community guideline strike. It's blocked globally. It's got a copyright removal request. It matches a copyrighted live broadcast. You've reached your daily limit. I hope it's because he reached his daily limit. Is there a daily limit on? There's a daily limit on live streams?
I believe 3.
3? But okay, that's why Bird of Prey 5's been on for like 15 days. It's just because it's one long stream, right?
Yeah, it's one stream. I believe it's 3 set up for the maximum.
Okay. That's crazy. You know what? We wish the best to our frozen friends, and if you want to come on here, Snowdub, just reach out. I'll be checking my ex from time to time, but we were upset to hear it. And just looking at Snowdub's ex right now is only just so revelatory. Let me just take a quick look here. He's got several posts in a row because of it. Let's see. Nothing was mentioned in the emails of my live streaming being shut down. It just says unavailable. I have no idea why I can't go live on YouTube and why I can, and when I can still upload videos. I hope it's StreamYards. Maybe it's just StreamYards?
It's possible, but with the warning from YouTube, I would put that a little bit less likely.
I just sent. I just responded to his tweet about it. I guess the other story of the day, and we hope the best for our pal Snowdub. I mean, honestly, I want to thank Snowdub and Loki for imposing some order in what I think was an ugly situation last week. We won't get too deep into it, But it would be wrong for me not to thank him again. Honestly, it was that big of a fucking deal, and they stood up for decency. And I didn't enjoy being called a dick, but I think it says all the more that that Loki and I, we're not the best of friends, and he just stood up for the right thing to do. So you know what, hats off to decency. And we spoke a little since then, and we're cool. And also I spoke to Snow. And, totally everything was cool with Snow. I was very sad to hear about this happening today. I hope that YouTube eases up. I got a weird warning because of the Macron story, I think. I don't know whether it was because of the review of Mission Impossible or the Macron story that they were a little upset with me. I didn't get anything serious. It was like a correspondence, but it wasn't any sort of, who knows if shadowy things have happened, but they were a little upset about talking about what happened with Mr. and Mrs. Macron. I think. I don't know if it was that, or if movies are now review proof, if the plot of the movie is overly violent, because you have to just talk in like circles and say things in a really just weird way. Like, I may have used the word death too many times in a row. Because the Tom Cruise character winks out of existence over and over and over in the fucking Mission Impossible movie, and then he's just fine, unexplained. He resurrects a bunch of times. Krimlon can explain, right?
Are we allowed to say Scientology? I just question
Probably
about Scientology.
not.
I'm not sure about
let's
Scientology.
Stay away from it. Yeah, let's stay away from it. Let's just call it.
Okay.
let's call it. Let's call it sci-fiology.
Ooh, that might be too close.
It's what? It's fun though. It's not the same word. So sci-fiology.
Science fictionology.
Science fictionology goes back to M. Rod Hot Rod, and he may have in fact had something to do with it. But hello to everybody! Wow, we have so many comments. Hello to we got a couple of chats already too. Thank you, Wes Cagle. Wow, let's go. Let's see. Let's say hello. And first of all, let's honor these super chats. Admiral on the deck. You know what? When you are Admiral and you go on, sometimes solo, you have to learn to have certain sounds that you never get rid of, and this is one of them. Admiral on the deck. Thank you. Thank you, S. Cagle. I appreciate it. Krimlon. Hello, Krimlon. You know what? It's just it comes from him having just a great name to say, and then you have to find a funny way to say it the second time. And then I think it was Radioactive who said that everything is Krimlon's fault. Krimlon! Everyone loves it. Hello, let's see who we got out there. Wes Cagle's out there. Lemon Pie is out there. Radioactive is out there. Krimlon is here. Resolute Germ is here. Buddy Hepburn is out there, swinging the big mighty wrench with both hands. I want to thank Wes Cagle. $2 super chats already. I want to thank you guys so much. By the way, pinned to the top of this, if you want to continue the Jacob Ironside fundraising, I just got in touch with Jacob and sent the money right to him via fucking Zelle. He's a friend of mine. And one thing I want to say, if you do want to give a buck or two or whatever you can, nothing, you don't break your, put yourself out, but if you can help him, and I know you guys were just, hearing it. So if you have, I thank you myself personally, because there was a time when nobody, and I mean nobody, would talk to Admiral Teague because of a bunch of fake news and a situation that Snowdub and Loki just kind of cleared up. And like I said, I'm on much better terms with Loki than I was before this incident. It brought everybody closer together, or at least less far apart, honestly. And I know, like, in this community, I guess I would just say, like, among people who have feelings about this, people change. That other incident was a long time ago. I'm not going to say taking a position on any other position, except that he has been cool to me now twice in a row, shutting down bullshit. So maybe, maybe he got dramaed out, or maybe, just doing the right thing. But I thank him, and I thank Snow for imposing some order. We got Wes Cagle worshiping Hoshi, which is a good thing to do. It's hello Shrubby 1989. It's good to see you, sir, from the Stark Raid. All right, good to see everybody, and welcome. We got Sydney Sweeney Bathwater, and I now am halfway there. Germ, have you heard about the Sydney Sweeney bath soap?
You were telling me about that earlier, unfortunately.
Huh? Did we talk about how much it costs?
No, I didn't get that part.
Cool. Crimlon already knows. So Crimlon!
Is it wrong that I want to smell it?
I do. I want to smell it too. So Crimlon! Don't tell Jeremy what it costs. But the first thing I would just ask you out of the blue as a basic reference setter is, what's an acceptable price for Sydney Sweeney soap if it's fun? Let's say it's good intentioned or something. But what if it's just a good gag?
Does it depend on the shape of the soap?
It does. Hello, General Teags, Random Adventures, not Crimlon. Hello, gee. I wonder who it could be.
He said it's not Crimlon, so
it's not Crimlon.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, what's a fair price for a fun gift?
I would imagine $10 or less.
She's selling it for $8. Give me your thoughts on it now, in context of that.
At least it's not something outrageous.
I'd buy a case.
It's not like these OnlyFans psychos who are actually selling their bath water for $150 a vial.
or someone that sells their farts in a jar.
That too.
Are we allowed to say farts?
Yeah, it's fine. I might be willing to sell my bathwater. So what it is, it's pretty simple. Apparently, they're promising 1 drop of bathwater on every bar of soap. The thing is, like, 4 regular bars of soap are like $6. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for 1 bar of Sydney Sweetie soap for $8, like, that's a good joke gift for your dad. It's a good joke gift for the Sydney Sweetie fan of your wife. It falls well within a disposable income. It's the price of 3 Snickers. What do you think, Germ? Honestly, right? It's kind of funny.
Well, we know what you're getting for your birthday.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, for that price, why not? Hey, what's going on, Sci-Fi Mombi? Thanks for repeating the call for civility by reposting that. Don't think that went unnoticed. Appreciated that. Let's see. Admiralty, the USS Sweeney uses the new Crimlon anti-Crimlon drive. They once trembled to the sound of our germs. Now let them tremble to the silence of our Crimlon.
I think we're going to have to ask the general whether or not it exists or not. I don't think that's a Navy thing.
It's probably not, but I have purview over Navy stuff.
Yes, you're an admiral.
I think the Sydney Sweetie soap is more funny than anything else. She's not trying to make money for charity. She's very nakedly just going to keep the money. And here's the thing, though, the whole thing, 5,000 bars of soap, it's just $350,000, and she's going to make $350,000 for, what do you think, about $1.5 million worth of publicity easily?
Oh, easily.
It's all over X. It'll be all over X for 3 or 4 days. Sydney Sweetie soap is only $8. Like we said, 4 bars of regular soap is like, is something like $5. So, is it a big deal?
Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
Well, that would seem to tear it. It's a big deal. What are you going to do? For that price, I don't know. I think she probably will sell. Obviously, she's going to sell all 5,000. I guess the idea is you hold on to it forever because it's that funny. And again, like, doesn't this fall into like harmless gag gift for dad, like financial? It's not like the Haktua meme coin or crypto coin.
Well, no, you actually get something for this. And not a federal charge.
I mean, people did get something with that crypto coin that they got. They got everything stolen from them.
That's where I got the word rugged from.
Yeah.
I found out about Penguin Zone or Penguin Zero or Penguin Z1. I don't know what to call him. He's really successful. Some of you have to be sub to him. He's got millions and millions and millions of subs. He's like got 3 times as many as the Critical Drinker. He's like an OG YouTuber. He might have been one of the first reactors. And then just kept upping his game. He has some gamer content. He can talk gamer. He's good at that stuff. But he like specialized in following cryptocurrencies from pump.com. Like the really ridiculous ones where like people are just like lining up to go to jail to jump on pump.com. So he followed the whole tail of the Haktua meme coin, the Haktua, cryptocurrency. And he also was able to, he recorded her Google Space that they later deleted, but he had it. And also like there's some guy, CoffeeZilla, who looks into it. I tried following CoffeeZilla. He doesn't do a lot of stuff. It seems he has to spend a lot of time investigating. I have yet to see anything pop up. So CoffeeZilla seems to be heavily into the investigating.
Yeah, CoffeeZilla does a lot of good work.
So, fucking poor Snowdub. He says it's not StreamYards. That sucks. I'm down. I want to express solidarity with Snowdub, and I think it's unfair. I hope everything works out. Hopefully by tomorrow he'll have this rectified. It's just discouraging because I know every time we grow, we have a little bit of a problem. And then Snowdub had everybody's dream is phenomenal growth, and welcome everybody. But like the nightmare is phenomenal penalties coming at you, and it's unfair. And sup back. I think I said hello already, but hello. So that's unfortunate, and I wish we could control it. I wish it was just StreamYard. So it's not. Our red band overlords, they are what they are. So I guess let's move on to story number 1, and we'll get you more on this as we know. But wow, guys, sure. Oh, wow. Were you sailing the high seas with Doctor Who at all the other day?
I try not to look up anything on Doctor Who anymore. It gets depressing.
It's not even worth it.
It sucks. So I watched an episode and it was deeply confusing and it was so bad. So they go to this place, and again, for whatever reason, Doctor Who unironically walks around modern London a lot. I guess they're broke. So he unironically walks around modern London a lot, and he's just doing his thing. And it's an idealized London with giant dinosaur bones in the freaking sky. I kid you not. Lemon. What's up, lemon pie? So the dinosaurs, by the way, have no relevance. They don't seem to have anything to do with the story. And in this world, the whole thing, it's like WandaVision. He has a hallucination that he's with one of his that he's married to his current companion, who's like the farthest thing from cute. And Ncuti Gatwa, we all know that he doesn't play for the same team as we do, and I guess he's a bad actor. He's a bad actor. Here's the deal. Has anyone ever heard this from serious actors? Yeah, the thing that was really interesting about this was I got to play gay. We've heard that taken up as a challenge by actors. They want to do it. So Ncuti Gatwa can't play straight. He was not being able to be convincing. Him and so all the acting was some of the worst I've seen in all of Doctor Who history. I was where's Whittaker to raise the level of believability? Jodie Whittaker was a much better actor than Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti Gatwa was unconvincing as a man married to a woman. He was unconvincing as a man who was heterosexual. He was unconvincing delivering his dialogue as was she. There's a lot of just reciting going on Doctor Who, and a lot of just stark finger shaking and instruction. It's not a lot of fun.
I have a question on that though. I have no, I have no reason to even watch it, but Is it like what Dave Chappelle used to say? You know how during the '90s everyone just had resting gay face.
Yeah, Gahey face. Yes, they had resting Gahey face. Yeah, there's something wrong with Ncuti Gatwa's acting ability when he can't come across as straight. Also, the one thing I noticed about this one, it had a WandaVision kind of thing with the whole fantasy of him being married to the companion. We see another companion. Was it Matt? Was it maybe like Smith's companion? But like she's like a little older now, and they bring her back just to fucking bag on her, and that's it. She's just in like a sight gag. She's like a human member berry. And then the thing was, the Doctor had a very, very early 20th century purple suit with a bowler hat. And I said, my God, it's the first time he ever looked like Doctor Who.
What's wrong with the purple suit?
It was fine. He looked like Doctor Who for the first time.
Ah, okay.
The problem with Ncuti Gatwa is he has like this, like a different little disco outfit for every fucking episode, but his default outfit is what, like clay brick colored slacks, a '70s gaudy disco shirt, and a brown leather peacoat. About right, Jerm?
I think that's about right.
I don't. Maybe on possibly. Oh, by the way, he wears Jordans. So it's stupid as could be. And this is the worst Doctor I've ever seen in my time watching the show. So give up on that one. I couldn't believe how bad it was. Pretty upsetting. But it's stupid and terrible. They throw in some companion from the past just to bag on her. There's dinosaur bones in the sky, and at this point, I'm trying to absorb how hardcore stupid it is. At one point, the dinosaurs step on people, but all that happens is everyone kind of gets frozen inside the dinosaur and put on pause, and they just sort of stay there. And when the dinosaur moves, I guess they're okay. Like, I don't know. But the point of this one was to make it to make disabilities, be okay. You know how Hollywood falls into that trope, and if you want to see Hollywood try to fix something, tune in on Saturday night at 10 to 10 when we watch Star Trek Enterprise for our episode The Expanse, where the Hollywood will try to make 9/11 feel better, which doesn't work either. A real terrible tragedy. Is it a tragedy? Of course. But this thing was hardcore stupid. This story that we watched from Doctor Who. They're trying to make everyone feel better about things. And so we got disabled superheroes, which never seems to be able to be done without seeming pandering. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen this one pulled off right. And when they tried to do it as a straight up comedy thing, it didn't work at all. They had to move along with calling him Blank Man, right? Remember the Handyman sketch from In Living Color?
Blank Man.
Yeah.
They had to change him to Blank Man. Wasn't that what was he? Was he called Blank Man? Was it something? Am I God?
Well,
do I have
was
his
a
name
movie,
wrong?
Blank Man.
It is, but the thing is, when you watch it, it's the Handyman movie. He flies 2 feet off the ground, right? He's kind of really dumb, right? The thing is, they couldn't make, even though it was the 90s, Handyman was too much for even the 90s. They wouldn't let them make a Handyman movie. So they changed his name to like Blank Man, but it was the same thing. He was Handyman.
The entire concept of a disabled superhero, personally, I find insulting. Disability is not fucking fun. Don't try to make it out to be anything good.
The worst example of that would, I guess, was it in Prey, where if you were autistic, it was actually a superpower with the Predator mask? In a silly story.
I mean, how would you feel, if
movies.
I'd say it's almost like, I rode the short bus. Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
Can we not make a movie about that?
This idea that we need to see everyone in every movie, I mean, maybe there is a way over the course of I don't know, any given one movie. Maybe like the idea should be that if you go to the movies all year long, which should be the goal of Hollywood, by the way, if you go to the movies all year long, Hollywood can throw you a different variety of different movies and show you something, more interesting than, your niche. Rather, they can give you niche films that you're more interested in, and also have the tentpole stuff. Right now, it's hit or miss tentpole, really expensive movies, and it's tanking out theaters. This Mission Impossible movie not doing so well, and I don't think it's going to have a big drop off. I think people will go see it anyway because you can leave and pee and come back and watch the stunts. It's got built-in intermissions. It's called the plot.
Yeah, it's gonna keep chugging along near what it is, but unfortunately, it has to repeat its opening weekend, I think, like 3 or 4 times just to get even.
I think what happens is it might hang around for 6 or 7 weeks and get a decent representation and not be a disaster. They were able to, by adding another day to the franchise and not adjusting to another day to the opening weekend and not adjusting for inflation, to get it its biggest opening weekend ever, is the way it was described on another YouTube channel. But Mission Impossible, did anyone ever expect it to be a real good story? It's just a lot of really good action. Tom Cruise's stunts are second to none. And the movies are pretty consumable. And until now, they've been consumable length, but the last 2 have been really long. And before we go on with this, I just want to say, very quickly, if you're listening to the show now, do me a favor. If you're listening to it radio style, could you open up the tab that this show is on, get the concurrence up? And if you're listening to it later, and our people coming through later are fantastic, the amount of views on the Star Trek shows for the last couple of weeks have been dizzying. It seems like perhaps there were 1923 Star Trek fans inside of the 1923 fans. It is on the same streaming service. I guess maybe people had a reason once they were watching my channel anyway to see the Star Trek content. I might have activated a few dormant Star Trek fans like that, but the after views on we have a good watch party and a good discussion where we have sometimes up to 200 people. But the last few watch parties going up over 300, flirting with 500, here and there, 1,000 view show over the course of the run of just Enterprise. It's looking very promising when we get to TOS, that's for sure. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, you know what the horrible fate is? Maybe Crimlon will agree. Guess what the horrible fate was in the Doctor Who episode? The horrible fate that everyone hated, that they wanted to escape.
That he wanted to be straight?
Well, he is straight. Yes, that was part of escaping it. That was what he wanted to escape. Yeah, and it was that the horrible fate was spelled out as parenthood as a straight person in an idyllic but somewhat different world.
Oh, how dare they?
Yeah, like I said, it was weird WandaVision-esque stuff. Weird Wanda-like stuff, man. Weird Wanda stuff. I'm also just everything we see from this Fantastic Four movie looks worse and worse. Here's the Vanity Fair story. Guys, I'm going to show you some stuff from the Fantastic Four. It's crazy. So Vanity Fair always manages to have these Marvel movies. I wonder if it's just that they're friendly to Disney or they're part of that conglomerate, but look at the first thing we see. I mean, at this point, it's of course, right, Jerm? Would you have been shocked if you'd seen anything else?
It has to be her because she's quite frankly, that's the star. It's not going to be Pedro.
Well, if it had been,
mistake him for a drug addict.
Let's stay away from Mr. Pascal's alleged drug habits and talk about the fact that he seems to not like chicks and he's being presented as like this weird old guy is, out there as the head of a family. It's unconvincing. He looks tubby and out of shape. And whatever. This chick's all right looking. It's just the movie is pretty stupid, but God. So obviously, here's the trailer.
She is the one that looks most like the character supposed to.
She does. She actually is already pretty. She's a pretty girl.
That's about the only thing appealing about this movie.
Yeah, she's a pretty lady. I think she was in a Mission Impossible movie too. Vanessa Kirby.
I think she got killed, deleted from one of the movies.
There you go. There you go. Yes, yes. It's so dumb that we have to say that, but look what's going on. This stuff's crazy. Can we get any more pictures here? No, I guess the only other thing here is the trailer. Dare we activate this garbage? All right, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to activate the trailer, and we'll look at it a little bit at a time. We've seen enough of it already. Everyone is already sick of this retrofuturism. Am I the only one?
Yeah, they don't do it too well. Retrofuturism
I told you.
Can be great, but the way they do it, it's trash.
It's unimaginative. It's some of the least imaginative retrofuturism I've seen. And it looks like he just retested his Star Trek planning to me, quite honestly. I didn't think he did a good job. And they look dumb. Their outfits are dumb. I don't care that was a popular color of blue in the 1960s. And I don't care if it's comic book accurate. This is 2025. And I'm now going to start to say things that I never thought I'd say. But, like, look at the good old days when the Fantastic Four movies were good-hearted, at least.
And at least they had good-looking actors in it. I mean, you don't get better than Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman.
No, you don't. This lady's not bad-looking, though. It's just that, like, again, it's the same old situation. No one is overly interested in it. So, let's see, go a little further forward. Yeah, like the astronauts coming back from the moon. I don't know. Why are they having a parade for them now when they're leaving, right? I don't know. I guess they must have already been in space because, look, he's got his, like, he looks like a pile of chicken nuggies. Like, he looks like something Hassan Piker would be eating.
That is the most apt description I've ever heard of him.
Something that Hassan Piker would be eating, or a pile of chicken nuggies?
Pile of chicken nuggies.
He looks like a pile of chicken nuggies. Fletcher said it first. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Fletcher should. I gotta get Fletcher back soon. We could chat about the new Pope. So as you can see, this retro-futuristic New York, a little bit different. Lady cops in the 60s. With pants. In the 60s. She's not a crossing guard. It doesn't look like it's filmed anywhere in New York at all. It was Cleveland, right? Or that was Superman. Sorry. I don't know who this retard is, but what's going on with this woman? She's retard. She's got to say.
Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Everyone seems to be thankful to the Fantastic Four, guys. Am I right?
Yeah, for what reason, though? They shouldn't even know who they are.
Well, but they work in the Baxter building, and they look like a pile of chicken nuggies. I think it's going to come down to they told everyone that they saved everybody's life, so everyone's chosen to take them at their word and celebrate them. Which means we should just declare that we've saved the world. So here's a moment of great acting where Pedro Pascal is trying to act like he's been having sex with this woman. He looks as surprised as me that someone would say that he would have sex with a woman. That lightsaber thing was the final straw for me. Anybody? I was saying weeks ago, and by the way, love who you want to love. We're going to have some fun on June 1st with a little bit of a satire of Pride Month. Pride Month's been around for 25 years. It's corporately sponsored. We're not. We're going to satirize it. We're going to have some fun with it. We're not going to be mean either. We might be a little bit less fun if we go after the progress people, but as far as I'm concerned, Pride and Progress, somewhat different things. I don't disagree with the stuff from the 90s that's in, like, old Star Trek, right? Germ? I mean, are we knuckle draggers here, right?
It depends on who you ask.
Nothing in, like, say, TNG is like out of my wheelhouse of I can live with it.
Yeah, I can live with most of it.
Yeah. So it's not like we would abandon these ideas. These ideas abandon us. And if we have a nice amount of people here, Like I said, if you leave your browser open with the tab open for a few minutes, this you want to listen to it like in radio fashion, but we do have some nice video for you now. This is a trailer designed by the retard that ran into a wall repeatedly and wrote it down. Rocco the Brave, hey, Teague in the panel, listening while getting my equipment ready for an install tomorrow. May you make big money, and may it be only a short walk up those stairs. May it be very easy to install, and may they just act just say Rocco, take this money, sir, take this money. Thank you. Oh, you watch it on TV. Okay, well, you know what? If Rocco's watching on TV, we need to make these people bigger. We'll bring back Sydney Sweeney later, guys. And yeah, everyone's glad to see Rocco the Brave. It's good to see you. And I appreciate anybody who does give us a few minutes of open tab browser time. It's making a big difference. Also, the comments and questions making a big difference. Greatly appreciated. Germ, I wouldn't mind living in this apartment, but this doesn't look like any place that ever existed. It looks like they carved it out of the set of Loki to me.
It all looks like a Stepford version of the 60s. Like someone's in the Matrix and they're going to wake up into a horror movie.
Or it's a movie from the 60s that was overly stylized in its own time to the point of gaudiness and we don't even want to watch it now.
Possible.
That happens too. Everybody's chugging the Sydney Sweeney emoji. I love it.
I'm just getting the vibes of this is a nightmare tried to gloss over.
Well, what they do here is, I remember this part of the trailer. He walks in and says, "I hope you were expecting us." And they say we were expecting you, and she's like expecting, and they're like expecting, and that's the big ha 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 gag.
Hey, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
See, they're expected. Their music sucks. Look at him. You've got to see this. This is crazy. Listen, the voice doesn't work either.
Really? I just said that. Are you pregnant?
That is horrible.
Whoa.
Womanizer Johnny Storm. Now, apparently, we're supposed to. The actor detoxified the character. He took it upon himself to go to the director and say, "Matt Shackman, I want to detoxify this character. I don't want him to be like he was in the comic book. I don't want him to be chasing women. I don't want him to act like the Chris Hemsworth version of the character. I'm sorry, the Chris, what's the other guy's freaking name? Help me out.
Evans.
Thank you. Version of the character. He's a kind of a retard too. Yeah, Tony, I mean, the Things accent, he sounds wrong, but I guess he has a Jersey accent. Like he has yeah, there are too many Chris's. It sounds like he has something of a Jersey accent. It's hard to augur why they're going for this. This whole trailer seems misconceived. Now, I'm going to take it upon myself to be as wild as a critical drinker who played parts of the trailer and just let it go for far longer than I thought. I think we could do longer stuff now. I don't know. I've heard Disney isn't as mean, but These retarded robots look just like the retard robots in Superman. They look just like the retard robots in Superman, don't they?
Somewhat similar.
We're getting a double dose of retard robots this summer at the box office. My God, let me take a look too. I want to see how the poll is going. We have a poll. It's an interesting poll. It's up to you guys to decide my fate. Oh no, Germ, have you seen this? Did you vote in this poll?
Several times, actually.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so here we go. 3 hours ago, the poll began. Teague deserves to go to the theater to see Fantastic Four is actually 0%. I'm shocked. But then again, it's actually that Superman alone is the one that people have feelings about. 12%. Both. He's a bad hombre. And then Germ trying to bail me out by voting over and over for neither. Thanks, buddy. I know I could count on you. 16 votes. Opinions run high. I'm a bad hombre.
He does have a GoFundMe for you guys to Do both movies.
No, that's not for me. The GoFundMe guys for Jacob Ironside. I'm gonna be honest. Jacob Ironside again. He was there for me when nobody, and I mean nobody, was willing to network with Admiral Teague. He is a really honest person. He is a really good person. I personally believe that he has been doing the right thing with the fundraising money. I have no problem with it. Now I sidestepped the fundraiser and I just Zelled him the money, Venmoed it, whatever, however you want to put your colloquial term of sending money instantly and for free. I don't have any problems with Jacob knowing my name or giving Jacob a few bucks, and having no processing fee, even if it just could buy a couple of pizzas or something like that to make anything easier for him. It's a worthy fundraiser, a worthy GoFundMe, and it's not for me. You just saw it on Tony's channel. Just continuing to give people access to it here, should you feel that way. And it's worthy. Hey, look who's here. It's Stark of Iron. What's going on? When's in the City Financial Building? Tunes in. I think I have a picture of the City Financial Building. We could put that up there for a little while. We've seen Sydney Sweeney for enough for a moment.
Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
Maybe not. But I do have a picture of the building. There we go. That's the city building up in the foreground. Hold on. See that building right in front of the Chrysler building? We're in front of the Empire State Building. There's the Empire State Building. And that peeking out from is the Chrysler building, and it's being shrouded by the Citibank building. It's just the top got cut off. So I figure if you want to get something in there, you want to get the Chrysler building, but this was random choice of StreamYards. You can't really crop and do a lot with the backgrounds on this. But this is a view from a common New York City subway station. What do you think, Jerm? Kind of cool looking?
It looks like a bunch of concrete to me.
Bob 5 called it a Borg's nest. He called it a Borg cube. It does.
That's a good way to. Yeah.
Bird of Prey 5, our friend. Go ahead, Jorp. Yeah. No, I agree. Bird of Prey 5, our friend, did not like living in New York City. He liked living in New York, but he didn't like living in New York City. So what happened was, he termed it a Borg's nest. It's good to see you, Stark. Thank you so much for the raid. Our friend Tony played my commercial, and he raided us. I got to thank him. He's a pal. It's good to see him. And so we're talking Fantastic Four. The people at the channel would seem to be more vested in this. And by the way, Teague's a bad hombre, and he should see both as 69%. Looks like I'm probably gonna have to see both. Then again, I don't mind going to the movies. All right, so look how retarded these things are.
You're gonna be the best mom in the world, and you are.
They said that to the wrong parent, right, Jerm?
Yeah.
Gonna be the best dad. Just kidding.
This is Johnny Storm. This is Johnny Storm.
Is it me or does he look really creepy?
I want to punch him. What did he play one of the two emperors in the fucking Gladiator movie? Why does he look like such a freak? You're like, the hair is bad. It's like quadruple processed. He's dyed his eyebrows to try to kind of get it to match, and it's not working. And let's see. He's dyed his eyebrows. It's kind of not working. He only got somewhat of the way there. And hello, everybody. It's good to see you. It's your buddy Admiral Teague. So he's just this trailer, not the best look for this movie. Go Yankees. I know Jerem shares my sentiment on that one.
As long as they're going to hell.
I love it. You are great, man. All right, so
you are out of your depth.
Look at Pedro. I mean, they forced him to clean. What is it like for the stylist when they have to clean him up? It's like, Mr. Pascal, sir, we're going to have to put water through your hair, and it's like, you motherfucker, you. It's like, sir, I speak Spanish. I heard you. I heard what you're saying, sir.
We are going to be the best uncles ever.
Gunkle is more like it. Isn't that what that's called, guys? I've heard it described as gunkle. By
Do
the
you
way,
want me to even answer that question?
I'm gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna go there with this one. I've seen the Pride versus the Progress people. Right? Every person from the rainbow side of this one would be laughing with me. It's the Progress people who are the humorless douchebags. They really are. It's the most humorless douchebags. I'm not going to call anybody out politically. I try to stay away from that. But I can call someone a douchebag, right? I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah,
All right.
in this case, it's definitely worth it.
It's accurate.
It's your channel. I mean,
We can do this.
Oh, my God. What is less convincing than this moment right here?
He looks like he's trying to push away from her in disgust while still acting.
It looks like
hot. Come on.
The flesh is standing there. She's hot. The flesh is standing there, but inside I feel like his skeleton is trying to pull out of the back of his body.
So you're saying he has an innie instead of an outie?
I'm saying right now that little Pedro is pulling up inside of him. I think his scrot is flat to the bottom of his body.
So yeah, you're saying he has an innie.
Yeah. Okay, yes, he does. Yeah, and probably a mushroom belly button at this point. Did anyone see how fucking tubby he is? It's preposterous. Ben and Johnny are a thing. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I see what you did. Yes. Everyone else, Pedro Pascal is a genius, saying, I need to touch people because I have anxiety, and surrounds himself with hot women to touch. You know, that might be genius. And hello, Booger414. It's good to see you. It's good to see Flintstone in his Royal Order of Water Buffaloes hat. Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes hat. Is that correct?
Yep.
Germ's my Flintstones lore expert. Now, did Fred ever rise to the rank of Grand Poobah? Radioactive has gifted 5 memberships. Whoa! Let's see who got him. Curtis Selby got a membership. Andy Morrow received a membership. Janet from Another Planet received a membership. My pal Gamer1745, who's on the Patton Call, which is a great movie watch along he created with me, meant to be watched and enjoyed with the movie like a special commentary. Over 600 people have watched it now. And Raul Julia was gifted a membership. Welcome all. And Roman, ahoy, holy shit. Wow, Roman, what are you doing? Do you want to jump on here for a minute? I haven't seen you in forever, man. Hello, Dave C is here. And it's good to see all of you. Roman, what are you up to, my man? I saw you were just streaming. You know, I was talking to someone today, and this was the X disagreement of the day. And Radioactive, you are a great and mighty friend to the channel. And whoa, Crimon, with 5 Admiralty memberships. So now, Read by Nature, Jacob Ironside, the oldest gamer, the Trusty Ape, what a great name, received memberships from Crimon, thank you, Crimon. Whoa. And Carla Burton, the first person to ever hold the title of head wrench, and OG original wrench on some of the first ever Admiral Teague streams. Carla got a gift membership too. Crimon, thank you so much. You know what? I too can release memberships. We're getting to a big number, but like it's so confusing to do as the YouTuber. Membership gifting. I can do it. All right.
Release the Kraken.
I'm releasing all of them. Hey, Keely Chow got a membership. Locked and On got a membership. The Tetrarch of Apathy got a membership. Welcome aboard. These are so great for re-engaging people who like are watching the videos or watching later and getting them to come live. I thank you so much. Let's see if we can do some more. One more batch. It's, you know what, Germ, this is what we call one of those massive dumps of votes. Am I right? All right. So let's see. Probably there's some rattling around. So tweet out that we're live. I forgot to say that. Yeah, we all get 10 a month to give out. I don't always give them out. I do once in a while. I usually, to be honest, I forget. But it's good to have all you in there. The reason I released them is maybe we're close to another emoji. What sucks is there's been times when we've been eligible for the emoji where we went to 102 and 103 members once and twice. But by the time YouTube had told me a couple of people's memberships ended, we dropped down to like 98. We never got that next emoji. We have to have 100 members to get the next emoji. Thank you, everybody. Wow. Just a late dump of gifts here, bringing so many people into the channel. Let's change this up to live chat so I can see where you guys are at live. And 18 votes. Teague deserves to have to go to the theater to see. And we have Fantastic Four is at 6%. Some people only care about that one. Superman, kind of proportionate to the appeal, about 3 times bigger than the Fantastic Four. He's huge. Both. He's a bad hombre. Jerm, am I a bad hombre? Crimlon may also be a bad hombre.
What I do?
Jerm, we're bad hombres, Crimlon. That's why we can give out these gifts. Thanks, man, and thanks to Radioactive. That was like, like we really made it rain. And hey, it's like almost the end of the month, so that part's kind of great. And then this weekend we got the beginning of for Pride Month. We're going to begin with a massive attack on Florida with in Star Trek in the form of a story, in the form of a science fiction tale, and it's going to be an enjoyable start to the month. And we'll have the SVU down there in Florida to help out Trip and the other people. And wow, it's been a little bit while. You drink it on the patio. All right, I'll let you drink it on the patio. We have to get together. We need to discuss the state of Star Trek and Star Wars. They have both been odd, weird, and just kind of confusing lately. Although I'm interested if you could weigh in on comment. Everybody talking about Andor, Roman. Everyone talking about Andor. Can you drop me like on a 1 to 10 what you thought it was? And are these people talking about it redefining Star Wars? Are they out of their minds, or was it really that good? A non-Star Wars-like tale was agreed on by even the endorsers. Germ, did you Crimlon, did you see any of that? Did you see any of Andor?
I have it, but I've never even watched it.
I watched season 1.
Nothing's going to change.
Like, one of the things about this movie is they're so feministic still, is that when they show us our actress here, Vanessa Kirby, this is one of the few scenes where she's just like, like early in her pregnancy or whatever you want to say. She's like wearing like the oversized, like what Counting Crows t-shirt, like every chick in college who wrote this show does, and just sort of standing around most of the rest of the time in jeans and an oversized t-shirt and not looking very heroic at all. And that's just what they're going to give us. That's what they're going to give us. By the way, I'm underwhelmed. I don't like the building on the far right that looks like a Dyson bladeless fan. I think it sucks. I think it was inspired by a Dyson bladeless fan because it looks exactly like one. Anybody?
It does look a bit like it.
And this is New York on any night. You know what this reminded me of? Independence Day.
I guess.
It's been long enough. You can redo it. So there's Times Square, right? I mean, they have a Times Square too. And here comes the Silver Surfer. See what I mean about Sue's primary look? Here she is. This is what we get for most of the movie, is my impression. Now, looking left to right here at our team, Chicken Nuggy guy is actually the least terrible. Germ? Crimlon?
I mean, she looks pregnant there.
She is pregnant. Yeah. That's what First Steps is about. And that's why I'm saying we only see our actress thin and gorgeous in the first few moments. This is what they hired this beautiful actress to look like.
Well, God forbid she looks good.
I mean,
right.
She's fierce. She's fierce. Come on.
Yeah, right. And they're going to put her in the front line of battle, a pregnant whammon. So there's their car behind them. I become tired of the car now. Anyone else find the car tedious? I hope it's not a
Car's
Stark
nothing.
car.
I mean, it looks like a trash can.
Dude! Star Trek visits Disney Planet 2. Visits to Disney Planet 2. Andor Season 2, 1 to 3 sucks. 4 to 12 was actually very good stuff. So can I just drop in at 4 to 12 and watch the good stuff? Hello, Orphan Zane. Season 1 put me to sleep, so I'm not going to bother watching Season 2. I feel like someone has to supercut it into like a 90-minute movie. When Andor does something, we see everything Andor does. I think we might even see Andor P. And didn't Andor have the first use of profanity in Star Wars?
I do believe you're right about that.
Did they call someone an effing a-hole?
Something like that.
Yeah. Also, why are we recasting Jimmy Smits when he would be about the right? Oh, he's the wrong age for Andor, isn't he? Oh no, he's the right age for Andor. It's a little more than 20 years. It's 19 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and it's 25 years. It's 20 years in real life. Why isn't Jimmy Smits playing Jimmy Smits? Why do they recast him? Even if we
Does
do
he
like,
even want to? Does he want to?
I just think they didn't want to pay him. He's a quality
If I was
actor.
him, I would stay away from it.
Yes, the booger's noticing the thing's head is way too small. Jessica Alba was the hotter Sue Storm. Yes, and everyone agrees. Everyone agrees. Yeah, I mean, the only mistake about that casting is, as Appion would always say, the last woman you'd ever want to be invisible. Yeah, I mean, those movies now we're going to seem like the good old days. I kind of feel like they're the not so great but enjoyable, low-key movies. Like, you know, whatever. They had a modest amount of ability, and they made us a modestly decent movie. I don't know. You tell me. Later. Good to see you, Roman. Leave your device on. You don't have to take that with you. So let's get on with this trailer, and then we'll talk about the Sydney Sweeney soap because it has some pictures. So yeah, here she is talking to so notice who's standing in front, even though they're pregnant, right? No one steps in front of the pregnant woman to protect her. No one. No one. Not even the thing. And the thing whose head is too small. Go ahead.
Those three, the most masculine of the Fantastic Four is the Invisible Woman.
Yep. And I'll just say, the only one looking correct as far as they look heroic and ready to do the right thing is CGI Thing. CGI Thing looks terrible, but he's appropriate to the situation. No one else is. She shouldn't be stoically dealing with this while Pedro is visibly emotional. And look at Johnny Storm. He's drawing a total effing blank.
Yes, we are.
Oh, she speaks for them.
Well, she's the girl boss, remember?
Planet is now marked for death.
Thank God. Anyone else relieved about this?
Well, if I had to live on that planet, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more preferable, yeah.
All right, so look at this. We see. So he's so dumb that he flies up above the atmosphere and goes out? I don't remember that being a problem for the Human Torch before. Does he go out when he goes above the atmosphere, Jerm?
It was originally, but I believe it was about the 80s he overcame that.
All right, so this is acceptable. It's his first movie. The music sucks. Of course she beats him. The Captain Marvel fall.
I heard.
He's afraid. Pedro expressing fear. Look how she's there to buoy him, huh? Isn't he lucky? The music really sucks. Oh, it looks like it's over for their world, thank God. I mean, I'm underwhelmed by the costumes and the retrofuturism. Anyone else?
They could have done a lot better job.
Yeah, they took it too far in some places, and they didn't go far enough in others. The costumes aren't too good. The hats aren't exactly right. Period correct. There was a period of much smaller hats. People all had them though. Unless they're supposed to be in Dallas, and this looks like it's supposed to be the Pan Am terminal. I mean, a Fantastic Four based in New York. Everything we see in New York.
Are we safe?
Are we safe? I think he's going to say I can't. I don't know. What is with Johnny's? Look at Johnny. All right, so they're walking into some kind of terminal here, or the UN.
Are we safe?
We're not safe from Pedro. Look at Johnny and Nuggy, man. His head is less bad here. Johnny looks more freakish than. Did they make Johnny look as freakish as possible so that we would be distracted from the Thing, who looks like shit?
Possible. I think he may have been taking some performance enhancing substances to get through this movie.
I think he might have been taking whatever fucking Ellen Page takes. At any rate, I'm sorry, whatever Elliot Page takes. At any rate, this is the only thing going through my mind. It's $400 million to fix the Thing, but it's $40 million to fix the Thing, but we can fuck Johnny up for like $60. Am I right? We just need it. What we need here is a distraction.
I don't know.
That's the smartest man in the world saying that. Why would you ever put that line in the smartest man in the world's mouth in the at least in the trailer?
The smartest man in the world wouldn't have that mustache.
Crib one. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm going to recuse myself from saying anything.
And we've got our like everything in every frame. Look at this. We have extra picture people in frame just so we can have some people of different. We got some white people, some black people, some. We have maybe the only Latinx person in the world. Him and Rachel Ziegler, are they the only Latinx people in the world?
Good old Latinx.
Yep.
That was good. Yeah, we're from Planet Latin 10. Here he is failing again.
There's not enough time.
So he's just said 2 failed things and shown failure. So he's just exuding that he's the smartest man in the world here.
I mean, Tony Stark would have figured this out by now.
I think we probably could have.
I'm not giving up.
He looks nothing like he would be. You know what? Bring back Ian Grufford. That guy was a better Reed Richards. That guy looked more like Reed Richards. I mean, I guess he's giving us something here with emotion and stuff, but this again reminded me of Independence Day.
We will.
Does that say Stark Industries on their car? No, it's an F.
Actually, it wouldn't really surprise me. Remember, was it the first one or the second one where they did the Stark Expo?
I think it's Captain America. They go to the Stark Expo.
It's the first Captain America.
I was going to say it was one of them.
It was the former Captain America. We now have Captain DEI. So if you notice, Thing's head again is like now a different size. Like they're cognizant of the fact that it was the wrong size. They try to fix it. It still ain't great here, but it's like, they're trying. I guess that's all we could say. Huh?
Face this together.
She is stunning and brave, huh? She already... Is this a new version in the same trailer? She's a little shinier, isn't she? This looks more like the trailer I saw in the theater than the first one I saw on YouTube.
It does look like they fixed it up a bit.
Still looks
She's more
stupid.
feminine in the physique
Yeah.
too. A little bit more feminine in the physique. Finally, it looked low effort and shitty before. The 1990. I'm sorry, the 2007 Fantastic
Yes, I
Four
believe
Silver
so.
Surfer was better.
We will fight it together.
Oh, so the girls are gonna get together and fight together to save it. All right. Why is there a fire in the air? Oh, they kaboom boomed that. Oh, look, they have a 7-Up and a Canada Dry sign. Oh, look, it's the old-fashioned one-way signs. Oh, look, they have a building like from the Jetsons. This has got to be a good movie, right, Jerm?
As a family.
Well, not sober.
I'm curious what movie.
We will fight
I'm
it
curious
together.
what movie is playing at that theater. Sub-Zero Intel. The Hover Grill. Some of these things that they thought of to put up as their ads are retarded.
As a family.
That did not look very good at all. These couple of minutes here, I'll take out the music. I'm more afraid of the music than visuals, but this does not look very good what we see. As a family. She's done all the talking except for Pedro giving up 3 times. This does not look very cool. Here we go. I don't know about that. Germ, Kremlin!
Oh, it looks
Did
normal.
the thing just
I think you're
triple in
overreacting.
size?
He's a rock man.
The anchor chains are pretty big, so maybe not. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on that for the moment. It is pretty. I mean, this is not cool looking. This does not look. This is not making me want to watch the movie. I don't want to see this film. I don't. It doesn't seem good to me. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. It doesn't look like. I mean, who cares? This looks like something left over from Kong Skull Island.
It looks worse than Skull Island.
Yeah.
And the thing is jumping around in size worse than Kong did in that movie.
He is jumping around in size.
I think you're just making excuses to get out of it. You got to go see it.
I now have to go see it. This Brady Bunch moment was laughable. Let's see. This was dumb. This was dumb. This is dumb. Okay, what is she going to say to inspire him?
Has to be us.
Thank God Sue's there to inspire him, huh? I don't know about this effect, guys.
That is extraordinarily basic.
He does. He looks like Ricky. Yeah, yes, Ricky Retardo, exactly. That's like one of my monikers. Yeah, he looks like Chicken Nuggies. We've been saying, yeah. And this whole Ted Gilbert show thing is just like a little too close to Buster Friendly and his friendly friends from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Yep. Fallout 4 ghouls are better looking. And I'm assuming you're talking about Johnny because he's radioactive. Oh, let me look.
Super chat.
I missed this one. Radioactive, thank you. We yet again have a Fantastic Four origin story for the 3rd time. Yeah, in all the movies, like, can you imagine if history repeats? Because the first one was LOL, right, at the time. Then when the second ones came out, people said that the 1991 one was actually good because at least it was like trying to be true to character and the actors were trying. Then, like, now people are saying that those other Fantastic Four movies, me among them, were, compared to this, relatively okay and extremely well intentioned by comparison to this. This is crazy bad. And also, those Fantastic Four movies had better special effects than we're seeing here.
Yeah,
so again,
every shape and form, it's better.
Their Johnny Storm did not suck. Chris Evans turned into a ball of fire, more or less the way we wanted him to. He looked more or less the way we wanted, and it was a fun but not good movie. I think it's time to say it. It was a not so good but kind of fun movie. That guy's worst stuff he did was when he was swapped over onto X-Men. The Fantastic Four guy did half the X-Men movies, the ones that don't really work, like the one where they take the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge and stretch it to Alcatraz. Alcatraz.
Yeah, Last Stand's probably the worst of the X-Men Fox movies.
Yeah, actually, it gets better right after that. The First Class is not so terrible. The one with the meme, it's like perfection. That one's not too bad, although some of the CGI is really cringe. It was weird. Like, we had good CGI in in Lord of the Rings, and in the first Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden, what people got ambitious and lazy.
Mainly just lazy.
It's also happening in the gaming industry. I mean, I've seen graphics from early 2000s that were better looking than what they are right now.
This does not look good at all. And we are very close. They're reshooting this now? Good luck. Let's see what their sound effects like. They chose to do that? So out of place, overly tranquil music. Anyone want to comment on that part? They just do this every time now. Everything they can to kill their own trailer, huh?
They, for some reason, want to go over the top with everything. It's either everything is extreme action or just calm when calm has no place in it.
Yeah, like how placid she was seeing an alien telling them they're all going to be deleted. See, like this right here, the visual's not so terrible, but again, he's not the same. Well, we can't tell. Well, look at that. Fantastical powers, Germ. 1 whole second of them. We watch people talk for most of this fucking superhero action movie trailer, didn't we? Shit.
And sadly, they probably show 90% of them using their powers in this movie.
This is probably most of the action. She's the one who seems to be doing the most fighting back, too.
I'd say what's the scariest part of this is these are all probably the best scenes of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is what he says is one heroic thing. We will protect you, not I'll figure it out or anything.
We will protect you.
Did they dub his voice there?
We will protect you, but we don't know how.
He sounded a lot more masculine than he usually does. Fuck them and their retro futurism.
So it should be changed to somewhat fantastic. Somewhere in the Fantastic Four.
The Mundane Quartet.
Yeah.
The queer guy.
There's nothing too special going on here. They can't figure out anything. I don't know.
Goraganak. Huh? All right, I'll go with it. Goraganak. I've seen more attractive Fallout 4 ghouls, yes. Squishy yet satisfying, the Atomic Wrangler. Yeah. Let's see. At least your dick wouldn't fall off going near it. That sus scum would make it shrivel up and die. Are we talking about Jessica Alba versus Vanessa Kirby or The Surfer? I like those movies. Michael Chiklis was good as The Thing. I do agree that Michael Chiklis' performance as The Thing was really good. I thought that he got across some emotion, especially since a couple of times right before he made me have feelings, I was snickering at him looking like a Ninja Turtle walking around in a trench coat. Even that's canonically correct for the comics.
Yeah,
they
did as good as they could with practical effects on The Thing.
It's still better than majority of the Marvel movies of the last 5 years.
I'm totally with Rocco here about how these movies had heart and were coming from the right place rather than being kind of boring and bad. It's Exactly. It's okay, Shrubby. Everything old is new again. The retrofuturism is dull to me in this one. Was the rock creature from Galaxy Quest? Oh, that's okay. I knew it looked familiar. All right. We basically watched that trailer, guys. Get your thoughts. Crimlon, Germ. What do you think?
I will be passing on this one unless I am forced to, and in that case, I'm going to have some performance-enhancing substances with me.
Okay, and Crimlon?
It's DED, dead. I'll watch it still. Won't stop me. I'll just laugh the whole time.
Cribwan, a well-known sailor of the high seas, eye patch wearing, parrot carrying kind of guy, will see every movie. He's seen every movie, so that helps. I gotta say, it doesn't seem appealing, and not only that, but it's like I'm the reverse of interested, and like they're telling us they're changing the end of the movie. It's like that's supposed to be like disturbing, but to me, it's like that seems to be the one glimmer of hope. Can they pull a win out of this piece of shit?
I don't think there's going to be a win out of this. I don't think
Maybe
it's
we get maybe we get lucky, and instead of trying to pull a win out, they just decide to finish it all off. Galactus eats the universe.
That would explain how they end up getting to the MCU universe.
They could be just passing through. There's still time to change that for a couple of minutes too. You know what I mean?
What's the current universe number? I can't even remember.
616.
Yeah,
616. Gosh, this concept is so overplayed and stupid.
Right? And DC has the same shit going on. I mean, one did it, then the other did. I think DC has it first, right? The first multiverse is DC.
I'm not sure which one came first.
I think the Secret Invasion and all that shit was so that they could do it too.
I still love how Ryan Reynolds just trashed it through the entire movie. Made fun of it.
We've seen them screw this multiverse thing up since they introduced it. There's no good multiversal movie. If there's good movies like here and there in this run, and I've heard people make a case for Shang-Chi. I don't know how, but they have. Those didn't really deal with the multiverse.
That's the only good thing about the Shang-Chi.
You know it's bad when my mother likes Shang-Chi.
My 82-year-old uncle liked it. That says something bad too, yeah.
My mother can barely speak English.
Gramon's mom has been on the show. She can speak English good enough to give a few opinions. I have a secret pirate watch. Ooh, you're not supposed to say sail in the high seas. Yeah, I agree with the statement though. I'll probably go to the movies for definitely one of these. I will see both. Spider-Man was the best multiversal movie.
I think they did it the best. The last
Spider-Man movie wasn't terrible, right?
Yeah.
Was that overkill of cameos, though? Was it dependent on them?
I think it was just enough.
They were all well used. That's what I thought. But
yeah, I mean, if you're going to put them there, you might as well use them, and you better use them well.
That Spider-Man needed fixing.
We'll see how it goes in the next movie. They seem to have gotten rid of all the people that shouldn't have been there.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know her. She's not my friend. But Marissa Tomei is from Queens, and she used to go to the nightclub I worked at and date the manager. She's got a few years on me, but Marissa, I've seen Marissa Tomei in the flesh in her prime. And,
I didn't mind the Shang-Chi movie that much, but there's one specific actress in it that I just cannot, for the life of me, cannot stand.
his friend, right? His best friend character.
Yes, I cannot stand her. She's annoying.
Some part of this girl boss trope is that the girl boss who like girl explains things through for you has to be unappealing and an asshole too, and we're supposed to accept them.
She sounds like she smoked too much, or she's a 90-year-old woman.
It's Aquafina, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't care for Aquafina at all. The drink.
Well, I want to just point out that she's from Brooklyn, so that Nora from Queens shit, I mean, that's a lie. Don't put that on us. She's not from Queens, and neither is P. Diddy. Spider-Man.
But we all know where P. Diddy's from.
Spider-Man was cam heavy, but left Nicholas Hammond out of it. Are we talking about, is that TV Spider-Man?
Hammond, I forget which Spider-Man he is.
Was he 70s live-action TV Spider-Man? I was right. Rocco the Brave has backed me up. Wow, thank you, Rocco the Brave. All right. Yeah, I dug down deep in the memory banks. It's like soap opera actor, played superhero briefly in 1979. That show wasn't too bad. It's just like it was really hard for them to pull off stunts. I think that show just was difficult production wise. But I mean, hey, this is a great picture. I don't care what Germ says. Germ, not the biggest fan of New York City. You know what? We'll put this up. What do you think of that? There we go. Here's the Sydney Sweeney soap. I don't know if this is her official or if someone created it.
I'll buy whatever she's selling.
Excuse me, guys. Only $8.
Yes.
So this whole thing, quick 350 grand. Who wouldn't want it? It seems to me like she's fun and making money off it. And like we said, this is easily $1 million worth of publicity right here, if not more. She ruled X for a day.
She's playing into that role very, very, very well.
She is kind of the cure for the woke, and I think it says a lot that she was brought to us by the Rolling Stones. Those old ball sacks sure do know good-looking women, huh?
Yeah, they got 50 plus years of experience. I would hope they know a good-looking woman when they see one by now.
I'm just doing the math in my brain. I think it's a lot closer to 60 years. It's like,
as long as it's not Kanye West.
Oh God! Did they ever? Is it him or P? It's Kanye. Is just plain old weird. And then with P Diddy, it's like they're going to convict him on being a terrible person. But unless they found that witness, and I haven't heard that they did. The Spider-Man was supposed to cross over with Bill Bixby's Hulk. They had Daredevil in there. I'm sorry, Crimon, what did you say?
I was saying Kanye and choosing the mongrels. I mean, his current wife is, dear God.
She could just take another bath in like a few weeks, Rocco. I mean, this probably involves her jumping into a swimming pool. I don't know. I do know this. The other controversy today, we'll leave the Sydney Sweeney picture up because the pictures of the other people are the problem. At least they caused a controversy. I woke up this morning and started doom scrolling, as is my like. And I was talking to someone who's usually pretty friendly. And they were friendly to me at the end of it, but like they were so fired up and militant about people being mad at the presentation of the Elder Scrolls gamer team. Anybody here going to play the game or have Elder Scrolls like creds?
Oh, I just downloaded it. I haven't had a chance to play the remastered.
So, did anyone see the commercial except me?
Negative.
All right, so you didn't see it? All right, I got to try to find the Elder Scrolls commercial. Basically, The creators are everything that you think they are. But that, like, apparently they had every right to be in the commercial. It's just that they so Elder Scrolls 6. Okay. Here's the design team. Sorry guys. Sydney Sweeney will be back in a moment. Here's the Elder Scrolls design team.
Well, that's unfortunate.
So yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to put this picture up for a minute, but like, let's just we'll get to the point here. Whatever. This is the Quarterings post, but someone else was like angry, saying that like they said they've been with the franchise since the beginning and they're OG designers, and who else should they have put on camera? To which I said, why does anyone have to be on camera? But apparently they've been inserted into the game.
I want to see the before and after photos of these people.
Like before and after what? The Biden administration?
Yeah. Oof.
And before or after the transition.
Apparently nobody's as interesting as they look. They've been developing games so long they don't give a fuck about how they look, and they think that they can look any way they want. So they have the metallic blue hair and the kooky tattoos, and they dress a little bit out of control.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. The third one on the one on the bottom probably resides under a bridge somewhere in the game.
Well, I mean, certainly all three of them like seem like they would be at home in the sea.
Watch out for your kids.
If we had a male, we could bring two of them back to the 23rd century and, stave off that probe from destroying Earth.
I don't think the male of whatever species that is interested.
It's kind of scary.
Here's the thing. My response was, why have anyone on camera at all? And they said, what else would you show? And the answer was easy. What do you think of my response? Gameplay?
Exactly.
Now, from what I understand, there was precious little or no gameplay seen in this.
Probably because it's not ready.
Cold Classic Cage said that the only thing they've seen is like a picture of a mountain for 6 years, for something like 6 years or something like that. A really long time. There's been nothing for a really long time. So I get all my gaming info from Cassie. I take Cold Classic Cage's word on it. And I was reading her X on this one. She supports the designers. She's like, they actually have the resumes, and I don't care that they look like freaks. Which, honestly, if they do have the resumes and they want to look like freaks, I would hire them too.
I don't care if they look like freaks as long as they don't destroy the game.
Apparently, because they're ground floor people on the game, they're not active. Well, if they were ever activists, it was, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking, these were, apparently, the reason people are supporting them is because they were always with the game. It's your day one production team.
Mark Harkness.
She is so big.
How many?
I know. I honestly, the woman on top is so large that I'm a little bit concerned about her health. I'm not a doctor, but that doesn't look.
I ate the baby.
Yeah. We'll bring back Sydney Sweeney.
I ate the baby.
I don't hate myself that bad. Yeah. Wow. Crazy stuff. Woo. That blew everybody's mind. Yeah, now everybody, it's okay, guys. You can open your eyes, and I appreciate people leaving the browser open. It's really nice. The whole thing. Okay, we're good. That's funny. This is a fun idea, and it's at least funny. Let's get on to our next story. Did you guys hear about what went down at the set of on the set of the movie The Runner?
I haven't even heard of that movie.
Let me guess. Did someone run?
People did run. Get this. It stars Gal Gadot. Also, her Hollywood Walk of Fame star was trashed.
Oh, because of Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Unfortunate demonstration, unfortunate and illegal acts like that. Well, so let's see. So 5 protesters nabbed in central London. London is just, what is going on, England? For messing with Gal Gadot's new flick, The Runner. Cops say these folks have been crashing film sets all over town. Targeting this one just cause Gal Gadot's Israeli. The Palestinian campaign for academic and cultural boycott of Israel has been pushing to boycott her films, saying she backs the whatever, the Israeli military and all that stuff. And I mean, it's her country.
Well, she was in the Israeli military.
It was mandatory, and she did her 2 years. It's not like she stayed in to become an officer. So, I mean,
And
what was she supposed to do?
It happens in London because most of that city is not English anymore.
They are having a lot of people are being very verbal about that belief. I don't know whether or not it's true. We're not news gatherers, but a lot of people talking about that one. So police were out, listen to this. She hasn't commented yet, but last night her Hollywood Hall of Fame star got tagged with a marker, likely for the same beef. Police were out in Westminster on Wednesday, rounding up suspects tied to earlier protests and handling new trouble. 5 arrests for harassment and blocking access to a workplace under some trade union law. Thank gosh they were dealt with. 3 were for Wednesday's chaos, 2 for prior stunts. They're all still in custody. Superintendent Neil Holyoke was like, "We're cool with peaceful protests, man, but we're not here for harassment or illegal disruptions." Sounds like they're trying to keep the set safe while the crew's just doing their thing. Unfortunate. Gal Gadot has no reason to be should not be required to be held responsible for her country because she did her duty. What was she supposed to do? Military service is compulsory in her nation. Her and Rachel Ziegler must have gotten along great, huh?
Oh, no. I think she hated Rachel.
Have you been there, bro? I've flown over London, but I went to the European mainland when I was in London, when I was in Europe. Yeah, I heard that they weren't the best of friends either. They, I think it looked like they were chummy until the conflict broke out. That initial press conference from 2 years ago, remember the one, the old stuff that surfaced? They were fine. It was later on, but I think also Gal Gadot is not a very good actress, but she does not seem retarded. In fact, the idea that she has the success she has with that acting ability means that she's probably pretty smart, at least outside of the realm of performing. She's just a fitness model, guys.
But she knows her shtick. It's be there, look good, and if you actually get the lines right, that's a plus.
Dub them later. Kal-El, no.
I'd like for us to go back to doing those types of movies.
There should be a movie where she just plays a personal trainer and looks hot. I'll agree with that. She's a hot lady. That's why she's in movies. She was the best part of that stupid Snow White movie. She can't sing. They may have dubbed it or they may have had someone else sing, but her song was the high point of that stupid effing movie. And the only time that they really allowed the movie to have fun. It was the only time the movie was enjoyable. So I feel bad for her, but what are you going to do? That's the way it is. So let's take a look at your poll. You guys, we will bring Sydney Sweeney back in a moment, but right now it's about democracy.
Side note, Revenge of the Sith has just now passed 900 million worldwide.
I thought that had already happened. That's the wrong thing.
Maybe
I thought it happened. It was only out for a week. It got that in a week, though. Oh, you know what it was? It was last month's highest earning movie.
Yeah. 20th anniversary added 42 million to its total earnings.
You know what? I can't find it right now, but what are you going to do? On Nicholas Hammond, he did a cameo in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He's in the crowd helping a woman get away from the scene where Green Goblin attacks. I like when they put the people from the old movies in there. London is not fun anymore. I've never been there. Let's see. My in-laws live in Scotland. Wow, Rocco's got an interesting life. So I stopped by twice to do the tour stuff. I would love to go there. 2012 was good after COVID. It's crowded, if you get my meaning. Ooh, yeah, I get your meaning. You know what? The Brits are also, they don't like guns too much, but like maybe that's not a place where you need easy access for it, where it's like completely lawless, because it's so lawless, it seems like the wrong people would have them.
There's lots of stabbings going on there, nonetheless.
Oh, I'm not saying not saying it's safe, but like maybe England's just not America. You know what I mean? But I don't know. If I went there, I think at this point, with all the things I've heard, I might want to be armed. Get this, guys. I saw a crime reporter earlier today. It was a YouTuber from Queens, and he was talking about how he had some decent engagement and decent views. Let me see if I can find it. It should be in my YouTube history, should it not? Let's go check that out. Let's see if I can find this one. The guy was in my neighborhood, right? And he was talking about crime. And he was like maybe 8 or 9 train stops away. Like a whole bunch of streets away. But he was talking about crime in Queens. Can I find it? Pop culture breakdown. Nah, I can't find it. What are you going to do? Oh, well. I spent the day watching Superman vs. the Elite clips, so it's hard to find anything. Oh, here we go. Migrant gang wipes out Queens. Check this out. This is like 4 or 5 neighborhoods away. So I guess this guy is like a local YouTuber. He's taking stuff off the news and other shit.
Up in the heart of it, there's been raids on unlicensed vendors.
Sleeping on the streets, fighting, robbing people.
I will say my neighborhood still, this looks exactly like my world. I don't know where this is.
Assaulting people. They have no place in Corona. Corona is a community for immigrants. Yes. Hardworking immigrants who want to build a community. That's been happening for over 100 years in Corona. That's what we want. We don't want
Corona's nice. It's pretty far away. It's close to where Bird lived. Bird lived in a community not too far from there. He lived in Bellevue.
Bayside.
Bayside. Yeah. Yeah. He would be close to me if there wasn't for like a huge inlet between us and him. But this guy is talking about huge big time increase in crime in Queens. And I gotta be honest, like I recognize all those locations. There is some violence. I haven't noticed a real uptick though. I haven't noticed it being different. The only thing I would say is there is gang graffiti starting to pop up everywhere. But I think always that might be the party out of power tagging up as the criminals to try to scare people. By the way, I took this picture. This is not a postcard. Yeah, you know what? I hear you. I'm with that one too. My next one might be a staycation. So I think I don't know, but like in a short and intense Admiral Teague show, we've covered Sydney Sweeney. We've covered I guess the last thing left to talk about is, guys, if you are holding out hope for Mission Impossible 8, Jerm, have you seen it yet, or do you have it? Or are you interested in non-spoiler? We're gonna kind of spoil it, but we're gonna talk about it for a couple of minutes because Crimlon has seen it too.
I don't give a crap about it.
Crimlon, that movie had so many logical flaws built right into the dialogue. Forget about giving it. We could probably do this without spoiling it. There's a part of this movie where Tom Cruise's character clearly has an incident that seems to be the end for him, and it's under First of all, he free dives into the water, but suddenly is stuck under the ice cap in that part where he dives on the Sevastopol submarine. What did you think of that whole sequence, Kremlin?
Yeah, I mean, totally made sense to me.
He just kind of it reminded me of old school. Like, its screen fades to black, he opens his eyes, and Haley Atwell's there in a wet T-shirt. That was appreciated.
Well, I mean, it just goes back to a couple of the other movies back when he dove into the computer system, water filtration system. If you remember
Was
that
that
one,
super cold or something?
well, it was just he had to hold his breath for, what was it, 5 minutes, and ended up drowning before he got sucked out the back end.
This was another dumb one, but here's the thing. Like, they did say they planned for him to not make it back to the surface and have to revive him and hit him with the paddles of life. But the part that was crazy was they only had a 2-mile range in which to find him, and they were apparently in the exact right place, exactly where they needed to be. Because this is a line from the movie. You ready? When you ascend to the surface, you have to exhale continuously for 10 minutes.
What?
Yes. You were so right.
Right? Didn't that strike? And Krimlon, when they say this, what was your reaction? It's like, they really expect what the fuck? You know what?
I just go silly action movie.
That was a bit much. That was a bit much. What's the Germ's reaction with that one? Germ, what do you think hearing that line?
That's as ridiculous as pretty much anything Tom Cruise has done.
So he goes to the bottom of the Bering Sea. He gets onto this submarine. He gets in there. And the submarine part is kind of cool because, like, here's the thing. All the action parts, all the set pieces really are good. And I guess, Krimlon, I'll ask you if you agree with this assessment of the movie. With this movie, do we not get a situation where for about 10 minutes, it's stupid, boring exposition. It makes no sense and a lot of shit dialogue. And then all of a sudden, for 4 or 5 minutes, it's pretty good action. And then 10 more minutes, it's just like, oh.
I think that happened a few times throughout the movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of action set pieces. It doesn't drag for 20 straight minutes, ever. It has a pacing problem, but it's not that it's boring for super long periods of time. I think, like, the longest we go without action might be just about 20 minutes, but it's not the most boring 20 minutes of that movie. That's spread out throughout the movie. The movie's more confusing than boring. What was with, looking at Ethan explaining the dive, just staring at him all creepily after saving him from the treadmill fight. I think that was supposed to be a bigger part of the movie. I also think that maybe the part where he's under the ice cap and loses it might have been the actual end of the movie, the first ending of the movie. That was his noble sacrifice. Because it wouldn't have been too hard to make that scene that was supposed to be the end of the movie something else. And you could see how it could be a movie ender and a franchise ender, like one more noble sacrifice from Ethan Hunt. Guys.
I'm glad I didn't watch it.
I feel like Jeb Bush.
I'm just thinking back to how they kind of reused a lot of stuff from the last movies.
Hey, what's going on, OB2? I just saw that. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind. Hello, OB2. It's good to see you. Always get here at the end. No, I mean, you got like 17 minutes maybe? We're going to be here for a couple. We're spoiling Mission Impossible 8, but I hate to say it. They spoiled it when they wrote Mission Impossible 7, is the best way to put it. They really did. Mission Impossible 7, the stupidest idea ever was they tried to go for what would amount to the cheapest path of member berries, which would be to try to unite all of these standalone movies into one. And Andre made a video on this one from Midnight's Edge, and I recommend it. Just skip the commercial. There's like his commercial's baked into the middle of his video. I just like have to skip over it. It's like he does a good job. It's a funny commercial. Maybe you watch it. I don't know. But here's the thing. He explained it pretty well, and I agree with his Mission Impossible hypothesis. Check that one out. But this movie like was reshot extensively based off of the lack of success of 7. The only hope here is that the Mission Impossible movies are sort of a slow burn. And the other thing is this. I personally validate every stunt except for the logic and the physics. They look great.
They always did the stunts great. It's the
they were great.
Actual plot and story and everyone but Tom Cruise really that was the problem.
I can understand stupid Mission Impossible 2, the only movie I don't think they member buried. Stupid Mission Impossible 2 with the Chimera virus and they have to stop it from getting out, and if they don't, everything will be bad. I can understand that. But stupid Mission Impossible 8, when they're trying to work in that in Mission Impossible 1, the guy from the computer server room ended up in the Aleutian Islands. The only good part of that movie, his Aleutian Island becomes a tropical island when they fly it away from it. Did you see that, Krimlon? Did you notice that when they left the base where the bad guy in this movie, there are 2 bad guys. Bad guy number 1 is an AI. It's a Star Trek plot. This is not the Desilu property that you want to have an AI bad guy.
Yeah, some of those areas just ended up confusing me. I was so focused on the AI bad guy portion that the other one just kind of was. Oof.
The second bad guy, Gabriel, he wants the AI to... He thinks he can control it, and also he feels like if he has possession of it, he will then be able to get it to do what he wants after it destroys the whole world. The AI's plan also already sucked. I don't know if it helps the movie that today it was revealed that 3 different chat models refuse to turn off when told to.
That sounds convoluted even for Mission Impossible.
It had a little bit too much of the plot of that last Bond movie with the they didn't want it to be a biological disease, so they made it nanites or little tiny robots or whatever you want to call it. And then Bond destroys all of them by releasing an electromagnetic pulse, but he's still... The ones somehow in his body are somehow okay. That last Bond movie was problematic, and there was a little bit of that movie in there. Also, it had Captain Sam Falcon Man problems in Mission Impossible 8. There's a whole other movie in the middle of this movie sort of swirling around, and it's got Snow White problems, as in Tom's look doesn't match. Sometimes his face looks a little fat and swollen, and sometimes he looks a little younger, and sometimes his hair's a little different. You want to say anything about Tom's look, Kremlin, throughout the movie? Wasn't it jarring sometimes in the same scene?
Well, he definitely did look a lot different in this movie versus the last. But there wasn't a 5-year gap. I mean, I think it's been a 5-year gap between.
No, I accept him as he looks. I'm saying he looked like there was 2 reshoots, and one was after some Botox, and he didn't look quite the same.
That I was kind of wondering
His face
the
looks
same
a
thing.
bit swollen sometimes. The only way to put it. Guy's still got a great physique. He manages to run around with no shirt on 6 times. That submarine was the roomiest submarine in the world when he's down there. And in the submarine, all they want to do is whisper. That was the dumbest submarine in the world. I was confused. It was a letdown. I couldn't even manage the energy to be confused by the mess of a plot and all the plot twists, because honestly, I just stopped caring. The movie tries way too hard to tie all the other movies together in a storyline from the past, and it's just throwing characters at us who pop in and out like they're playing hide and seek. There's no rhyme or reason, just vibes. Tom Cruise escapes multiple fatal incidents with zero explanation. There's a couple of times he's just doomed, and the next minute he's just talking to the person who's patching him up. This happens twice.
He's got to die, partially die in each movie too.
Has that been part of it? Because honestly, I checked out after I checked out after 2, and then I watched the one with the Dubai Tower, which it was pretty good. But that was, how long ago is that now? It feels like it was scavenging scraps from better spy flicks, by the way. That gag where he's in the hyperbaric chamber, and everyone's watching him with Haley Atwell, and he kind of wants to mess around with her a little bit. That's right from the end of Spy Who Loved Me. And the final fight with the planes, the two planes, like the fight in midair, that's in Living Daylights. Timothy Dalton Bond movie. I know that's Appion's favorite Bond, and probably Rocco's too, and probably Obi-2's. We all love Timothy Dalton on this channel. He was great in 1923. Let's see. Based on my review in the other video, I'm now taking my date to see Lilo and Stitch. Here's the thing: Lilo and Stitch is gonna kick this movie's ass. In the close-ups, the only close-ups, and nobody was shot. They didn't show anyone get hit with a bullet. They focused on Agent Carter's face instead of showing him fight. That is true. There was one fight that was really, and like, sometimes when you have an action-oriented story, you can have a fight that's different, but this was stitched together. Like, when it's done well, guys, remember Return of the King when Faramir has to go out there and attack Osgiliath and try to take it back, even though it's doomed, and the orcs fire all the arrows at him, and the Nazgul come at them. And instead of having a battle scene, that is shown in slow-mo and sort of from a medium distance, and we just hear Pippin sing while the Steward of Gondor eats like a pig. And it was very effective because we had so much action. Doing that in a movie where, it's already disjointed, it's like Tom Cruise closes in to go to punch it out with some freaking loser. And all we just hear is like the breaking, the smashing, the hitting, the punching, and like the grunting, things breaking, and Haley Atwell like flinching and looking pretty freaked out. And then Tom Cruise just walks over and he's like, "Oh, glad that's over with."
Yeah, that fight scene in the beginning, I actually kind of laughed at. They didn't even actually show the fight. They just showed her and her her facial expressions. And back, and all of them are dead.
Yeah. It was too early in the movie to pull something like that. They hadn't overwhelmed us with a lot of action yet. And you're more of a Roger Moore fan? You know what? His movies are good. Some of them are really good. The best one would be the one with Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. I'm trying to remember the name. Live and Let Die. That's his best movie. But yeah, in Living Daylights, they're hanging out the back of a plane over Afghanistan with the hero. What were they called? Mujahideen. What would they be called a few years later? Gee, I saw them in New York, and they came to New York to try to see me. Dr. Quinn is a TV show from the 1990s and 80s. It probably started in 1988. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, was a Bond girl who stayed gorgeous for a long time. She's a 1970 Bond girl, and in up to 2000s, she's in the first Battlestar Galactica movie. Oh, what's her name? You've seen her. She still sells jewelry. All right, let's see. I'll get her name right now. Come on. Starring. The AI overview from Google. Jane Seymour. Thank you. She's a Bond girl. She's in Battlestar Galactica. She has like a 25 to 30-year career of being a hot chick. Here she is. Remember her?
Still pretty.
This picture might be a little bit older. This is from 2023. Yeah. It's probably fair. She still looks pretty good, though.
What other TV
She's 65, but she's really old. She's in the Battlestar Galactica pilot movie. She was a pitch woman for one of the major American department stores. He just aged himself. Serena, Jane Seymour in Battlestar Galactica, the 70s one. Is she in the Wedding Crashers?
Yeah, she is.
It's been so long since I saw it. Yeah, she is. That's right. Yeah, she's really beautiful still. Dr. Quinn. Oop, here we go. Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, is a Bond girl. But I think here's the deal. When she's a Bond girl, she's like 19. And I don't think there's any like hokey pokey with her in Bond. He's like trying to protect her and rescue her. He's more of a fatherly figure in that one. If they mess around or not, I just don't remember. It's been a while since my Bond phase where I watched all of them. It's a good movie. It's the most serious and deadly Roger Moore Bond movie. And then the one with the bad guy from Queens is terrible. The one with the Duran Duran theme song. Dance into the fire. View to a Kill. That one's really bad. By the way, Jeremy, that's the building the Highlander fights the Kurgan on for the prize.
Yeah, I thought it looked familiar.
Isn't that cool? It's inspirational. Also, my city looks better than yours. I have a better looking
Well,
city.
right now, yeah. My city kind of looks like crap.
And I have a smaller anarchy zone. You have an anarchy zone.
Well, we're bringing that back.
Oh, wait. We're bringing the anarchy zone back?
It was such a hit the first time. They're looking to bring it back.
So here's what I'll do. I'll give one bullet point about the movie, and then we'll talk about the Anarchy Zone, and then I'll give the next bullet point about the movie. There's an Anarchy Zone in Seattle. So boring and disengaging. This plot drags so much, I couldn't even get invested enough to care about the convoluted twists. You going to go down there? Bring a few bottles?
No, the first one wasn't exciting enough. Don't need to see the sequel.
Okay. Messy character appearances. Characters show up and vanish randomly, making it hard to follow who's relevant and why. Is there vending on the outside of it, like ACAB t-shirts and stuff?
No one got anywhere near it.
Were people vending stuff to go to the ad? Like, how about like the sporting goods stores in town? Wait, you know what? I'll ask after that. But we'll get to another bullet point. The forced franchise unity, the attempt to tie together all the Mission Impossible plots, feels desperate and incoherent. Do you think the sporting goods stores in town are doing better because of the Anarchy Zone? Like catcher's masks, chest protectors,
We'll see.
hockey equipment, BMX stuff.
It's not quite open yet, but they're looking to get it going sometime this summer.
Now, if you were going to Riot, what would you advise to wear?
Kevlar.
Unexplained escapes. Ethan Hunt survives multiple fatal situations with no explanation. It just cuts to him getting the first aid. Do you know anyone who's gone to these riots?
The first one, yes.
Was it you?
I
found yourself
cannot.
Flat-footed or something? Were you there flat-footed? Is that what it was? You were going somewhere and a riot broke out? Because there was a time when it wasn't the red light zone or whatever it's called, the red hour zone. It's always
I
the red hour.
declined to answer.
Zone. Okay, no problem.
I invoke my Fourth Amendment right.
I think it's okay.
Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. I'll take them all.
There you go. And your Second Amendment remedy. The film's strength of the action sequence and visual appeal. It's edited like shit, but it's filmed fairly well. You know what? If you're gonna watch them in order, the Woody Allen one is the first one. It is funny as hell. That has like 15 different people named James Bond in it. What's weird is the big, huge woman from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the mother-in-law, is the really skinny, hot lady who's almost completely naked and like is making you sort of drool because she really was that good-looking young Lani Kazan. Who would have thought? All right, but you know what?
Comparison in my mind, Teags. Thanks very much.
You're welcome. From the man who made you watch Section 31. We're beginning to have like a critical drinker and Mauler like relationship where he's like, please don't make me watch The Last of Us anymore. Never say Never Say Never Again, and The Rock. The Rock might count as a Bond movie. It's pretty good. It's not. It's about as substantial as most of them. I would say that Never Say Never Again. That one is unique and weird because it doesn't have the Bond music. But other than that, I like it. It's fun. Germ, Never Say Never Again. Krimlon.
Not one of the best, but not bad.
I didn't
better
mind it.
than the.
I just like random action films, even if they're kind of dumb.
That one was fun because it had like the camp element and it was enjoyable. And Adrian Zemed from TJ Hooker's in it, right? And we have like we see a plot that's used again in other movies where we're capturing ships and submarines. And you know what? This was another thing that I would say. Does anyone remember Bond movie with Roger Moore, For Your Eyes Only? For Your Eyes Only. For Your Eyes Only involved a missile control system lost at the bottom of the sea that he had to recover. So whatever. And by the way, here's the thing. It's a high stakes deal. They're going to lure this God particle called the Entity. It's called the Entity. That's what they call it. That's what they went for here. They're going to lure it to the place where the guy who got sent away for getting the knock list stolen from him in the safe room of the first Mission Impossible movie, the date of which we have as a Easter egg in the movie for us, May 22nd, 1996. So I know where I was that day. I saw that movie when it came out. That movie wasn't so great either. They showed every second of Emilio Estevez's presence in that movie, in this movie too. Rocco estimated it had 30 minutes of flashback. I love The Rock. Guess what my favorite movie is? First Night? I hate First Night. All right, come on. The people have come a lot to fight. I mean, that chick's pretty hot. Julia Ormond is cute. I don't know if I like Richard Rhymes with Gear. Starts with a Q. Thunderball, the original one, is good. Yeah, Never Say Never is considered to be made off the same book. Poor chap. Never had a head for fights. That's the one with the ice skater. Yes. The one with the ice skater being the one with the missile control system at the bottom of the ocean, For Your Eyes Only. They sink the ship at the beginning of the movie, and then it's like way down at the bottom of the ocean. He has to take like a robotic like gym suit it was called a gym suit. It was like a robot deep dive suit from like the 80s down there to get it. It's a space suit, basically a robot space suit. It's a mech suit. And he just like, it's like a one-man freaking personal submarine, but like a robot suit. And he fights another guy in it. And does anyone remember that Bond movie? That was a good one.
I remember that sub fight.
It's the same plot. They had to get the missile control system from the sub. In this case, they had to get the original source code for the computer virus was written so that it would corrupt this one submarine. But what's the deal? It was such scary good code that it rewrote itself. So we got energy from matter or whatever. Yes, he has a Lotus. It's a good movie. And the bad guy in that one is General Veer. Is General Veers from Empire Strikes Back. It's Julian, and also he's the bad guy in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Julian Glover. Yeah, it's Mission Impossible to entertain too. Mission Impossible to sit through because it's so long. It is so long. The thing is, like, when an action scene wraps, just walk to the bathroom. You'll have enough time to get back. That seemed to be about. It was like, Krimlon, does 10 minutes on, 4 minutes, 10 minutes off, 4 minutes on with the action sound about right for 3 whole hours? That's why the movie was so expensive.
It kind of feels like it.
Right? It was like formulaic. It was like, we just need to get through this movie in 15-minute bites, in reshoots and crazy. And like within the same scene, like Tom will like be like doing something, and then they'll ask him a question. He will answer without us seeing him. And then, like, they'll try to keep him off camera for a moment. When we see him again, his hair is different and his face is swollen from the Botox. It's like, wait, what happened? Then, like, basically they get him beat up, and that helps. He's got, like, I wish they had beat him up more sooner so that he could have had some bruising to cover up the fact that he had an inconsistent look, but I guess they didn't think that through. They didn't think that it was going to be the most reshot movie. Some of what I heard about this, Andre from Midnight's Edge said this in his video, was he believed that the only reason it was made was it was so far along when the first movie failed. They started making it when they finished the first one. It's the ATAC computer, and he throws it off a cliff. And it's the only movie that has a tie back. Oh, wait. Yeah, there might be two tie-ins to, is it Never Say Never Again, where he also drops Blofeld down the industrial shaft? Because he kills Blofeld in the beginning of one movie in a gag, and that same movie, they refer to the fact that the George Lazenby Bond gets married to Teresa because Teresa's father's in it. He's in For Your Eyes Only. He's Bond's sidekick, played by a one-name actor named Topol, who I don't know how he ended up in the Bond movie. But I remember watching that. I remember like where I saw it and everything. Wow, what a memory. It's like a total memory. Ethan Hunt does everything himself. Getting a hard drive, then fight the bad guy, then talk to the president, trusting his friends to get the lame part of unplug the flash drive fast. Yeah. So here's the deal. And this was the part of the movie that stretched the most credulity. Simon Pegg having an injury and having to talk them through it while he's injured, that kind of made sense. That was on point. That was pretty Mission Impossible. Paris being a woman instead of Spock was angering to me. I felt that Zachary Quinto should have played Paris. Anybody? Come on.
Nice here.
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, Zachary Quinto should have played Mr. Paris. He played Spock. It's another Desilu production. Or Desilu original. It should have been Zachary Quinto. He's replacement Leonard Nimoy. I do not like any of those movies, but I think that I like him. I like Zachary Quinto. I like his acting. I think he's good. All right, so let's see. The other thing about this movie, though, is when Ethan Hunt is doing everything himself, it's like we also see him do everything but go to the bathroom. Like, we see the man take every step he takes until they need him to be off screen to make the movie work, to stitch together. It was really stitched together. The longest time we went without action was when the action scene was off camera while Haley Atwell just reacted. Although I didn't mind looking at her. They kept her full body in frame. I have a funny feeling that Leo and Stitch is going to blow this out of theaters because, like, everyone under 40 has a reason to see it. Yes, okay, he kills it. So, For Your Eyes Only closes off all the Blofeld stuff. I thought it was. In the beginning of For Your Eyes Only, he drops him down a chimney off an elevator, off a helicopter skid. And then in the middle of the movie, he sees his former father-in-law, or whatever you want to call him, and they work together to get back the ATIC computer because his ex-father-in-law is a big crime lord. The Great Paris, more like the Great Whisperer. When they were in that submarine, and the captain of the submarine was talking to Tom Cruise, that guy was such a bad actor. Do you remember his method of making things seem like they had weight was simply to whisper? So Tom Cruise, like, he comes flopping out of this airlock with the bends or whatever, and it's freezing cold. He's like, and the guy's just sitting there looking at him, and like, so they like splash some water in his face or whatever they do to bring him around, and Tom Cruise is just like, and the guy's like, okay, mister, I want to know what you were doing down here under the ice cap. And I'm like, wait, when did we get under the ice cap? He dove into the water. Like, he swam like 6 miles underwater. It's like, it was so crazy. Paris was like an echo machine. Yeah, they said something. She would say it in French. It would be translated on screen, and they would answer her in French. Sometimes they would talk American to her. She never spoke American, though. They're like, oh, this is going to take a lot of, this is going to be, we have to pull, this is the deal. the AI file can replicate itself endlessly. So for whatever reason, it decides to only be one file instead of replicating itself and having two. The one file itself, instead of leaving a disposable version of itself outside to oversee things, retreats to some sort of place like Saddam Hussein in his spider hole. It goes to some Arctic island where there's like a Black Ops server bank for both MI6, for the IMF force and the CIA. And it's run by the guy from Mission Impossible 1 who got busted for the guy who discovers the knife when the server room gets hacked. And he has his whole dumb story with his diverse family. And they have a bunch of sled dogs and they're sledding around on the ice and they're doing this and that. And then we do the same. Like, this movie has a lot of, this works so great, let's do it again. In the beginning, we lose one character to defusing a bomb because they have to take out the charges, but the bomb won't go off as long as they get one out. But when they pull it out, that charge will go off like an artillery shell, preventing the atomic device from going off. It would have been like, it's like Millions or Me. So a couple of people nobly sacrifice, and it's like, oh, that's so good, let's try it again later. And then this time it's like one person decides to stay behind with them for no reason, just because. Just because. So now there's 3 people at the site of this like nuclear kaboom boom. Then everyone else runs to the server room where they'll be safe, and it takes them a while to get there. And then, out of nowhere, the guy who's got to cut the wires and do the whole tech with the kaboom tech thing, he says, oh, wow, these wires are triple redundant. All we have to do is cut all 3 at once, and it'll buy us an extra 10 seconds before everything kaboom booms, and we'll get to the server room too. So they, out of nowhere, just because that guy stayed behind. Imagine if he had left too. It's like he knew he had to be there. Okay, OB2. Gotta fly home tomorrow morning. All right. Good night. It's great to see you. And Mark Harkness says, it takes me back to the 1988 Mission Impossible Peter Graves, Phil Morris, son of Greg Morris, Jane Balder, premier guest villain played by John Delancey. I remember watching that because I kind of liked Mission Impossible as a kid. It was always weird there was another Desi Lou movie. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Safe Flight. Absolutely. And Rock of the Brave has made you an offer. All right. Hey, you know what? 2 hours and 11 minutes. I think we've covered it all. We covered Mission Impossible. I mean, we didn't really spoil the plot. I didn't tell you whether he makes it or not at the end of the movie. There's like an hour and a half of, there's an hour and 10 minutes to an hour and a half of, maybe less. There's about 50 minutes of really solid, good stunts and action in there that could be like its own movie. But then there's like 2 hours and 10 minutes, maybe a little less, about 2 full hours of boring. The movie's roughly 2 hours and 50 minutes within 3 minutes of that. So let's just call it that. At 2 hours and 50 minutes, I would say it's 2 hours of plot and 50 minutes of action. I don't know. Krimlon, does that sound like a good read? Because there is a lot of action in that one.
Well, it definitely is an action movie. Tom Cruise action movie. I think they could have whittled down from the 3 hour mark, though.
They didn't. What was weird was they wove some of the action, but not much of it. They wove action through the story when they needed to bloat things. The plane chase was so bloated for that I felt the villain death was anticlimactic. Although it was a little ha-ha, it was Bondish in a little bit with the way the villain died. Do you remember even?
I'm going to have to watch it again.
He made the snarky remark about the parachute, and then the villain dies in a really Bondish, silly way. Anyway, I appreciate the villain death was a clown. Yeah, it was for laughs. The villain death was for laughs. Rocco saw it too. It's like first they humiliate him, then they end him with a second ha-ha, and then he's just like he's done. Now, I'm not going to tell you whether Tom Cruise survives the final ordeal. I think we know it's a 3 hour movie. He's probably safe in the ordeal in hour 1 and 2, right? I think we all know that Haley Atwell is not going to carry the end of the movie. I guess the performances were mostly good.
It definitely should have been a 2 hour movie.
It should have been a 2 hour movie, 2 hour and 10 minutes if they had to. I guess they couldn't justify all the stunts in the budget without weaving some inexpensive, long exposition through some of the action scenes.
Well, it happens when you spend $400 million.
It seemed like some of it was a desperate attempt to like expand the runtime to get the cost per minute down to avoid embarrassment. It's like, why does this minute in the movie even exist? There was a lot of moments where I was like, why does this moment in this movie even exist? So anyway, I want to thank everyone who came by. Germ, what are you up to this week?
This weekend we have Saturday morning cartoons with Mighty Mouse: The New Adventures.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait for that one. Mighty Mouse: The New Adventures is from the early 80s, or is it from the 60s? The first is from the 30s, right?
I believe it's from the 80s.
When's the first Mighty Mouse, more or less? Do you remember?
Late 50s, I believe.
Late 50s. Wow. Classic stuff. So we had an amazing stream tonight. Let's see if I can't... So many comments. Let's see if I can't try to thank everybody in the spirit of a good YouTuber. I thank Stark for the raid very much. I thank Buddy. I thank Shrubby1989. Good to see you, my friend. It's great to see you, and thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I thank Wes Cagle. I thank Radioactive, and it was good to see you. Good night to you. Good night to Krimwan, who will be here for a few more minutes. Good night to Lemon Pie. Good night to Wes Cagle. General Teague, why not? Good night to Sci-Fi Mambi. Thank you for coming. Good night to... We were chatty, but it was the same 5 chatters. But it's good to talk to everyone, though. Shrubby1989. If you're a lurker later, leave me a comment. Now we're getting into when the crowd showed up. Dave C. It's good to see Dave C. Thank you for the Joker comic the other night. That was a classic. Rocco the Brave. Good to see Rocco. Thank you. Good night to you, Rocco. Again, Stark, thank you so much for the raid. That was fun. Radioactive, thank you so much for the memberships. Krimon, you too. I'm going to thank everyone at the end for that. Booger414, good to see you here. Roman of the Empire, stop by. Roman of the Empire's got a great show of his own. I recommend Roman's channel. It's a great channel. He's great. I am great. He's great. In the words of the great Richard Daystrom. Just scanning and scrolling here to see if I got everybody. Booger414 and Shrubby1989, I got you. I thank you for coming by very much from the bottom of my heart. Mark Harkness, I thank you for coming by. Thank you so much. And that brings us to the end. All right, I got everybody. And I guess this is when I always say Saving Star Trek is brought to you by... Oh, we got our poll. We got our poll. 23 votes. My God, this might be binding. Oh, my God. All right, so Teague deserves to have to go to the theater to see Fantastic Four, 4%. That would be only Fantastic Four. So that's the least thing that people are more interested in neither than Fantastic Four. The second place finisher is Superman, 26%. Number 1 is both. He's a bad hombre. And I am. And at the end is neither, 22%. A lot of you had mercy. I appreciate the mercy. Like my stream. If you could get me to 20 likes, if there's enough people here to get me. Oh, we got to 24. Oh, that means we got to stress for 30. And if you're coming through later, again, watch with the browser open for a couple of minutes. It would be really, really fun to have you just watch the browser tab open to help me out with the analytic. After leaving me comments, even if it's just an emoji, it really helps the growth of the stream. It really helps the growth of the channel. It's very important, and it's something that I'm very grateful for. It's a super chat you don't have to send. But I will close the poll now at 23 votes. Both, I commit to see both. I commit to see both. I was going to do anyway. I have a channel community that enjoys the reviews. They also like when I have to be frustrated and I'm in like a fun kind of pain. Not real pain. No one likes it when I'm in real pain. You guys love me, and it's great to have you as friends. But when you put me through that fun pain, I guess I get a little even with the panel, though. I made Germ watch a couple of things here. Germ, you've seen things now, haven't you?
Yeah, I have to find a way to make up for that. Stuff in that poll was one of the little things that get you back.
Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. So anyway, this show, I want to thank the Desilu Productions for Mission Impossible, Admiral Teague for a fantastic photograph of Manhattan and Queens, and also the generous financial support of wonderful viewers like you, which would include Wes Cagle. Thank you, Wes Cagle, who said, Crimlon, Crimlon, and also whistled me onto the deck. And also, Crimlon was one of our supporters, giving 5 Admiral Teague member chats. Radioactive gave 5 Admiral Teague member chats. We had a total of 20 new members tonight. I wonder what the numbers will be when they stabilize tomorrow. If I can get the new emoji, I'm thinking Greatest American Hero logo. What do you think, guys?
I do love that show.
Sounds like a good one.
Well, I sing the Greatest American Hero song, right? So it feels like it would be appropriate, you know? Look what's happening to Teague. Should have been somebody else. Suddenly he's on the elevated subway. Anyway, you guys are the best, and I thank you so much for supporting me. I might even make a video this week. I got the software. I made this for you. I made this fun little piece of video. Check it out with me now. It's called New Trek Nonsense. Jerem, you'll love this.
Insufficient sensor data.
Incorrect.
10 fucking grueling hours.
Rocco the Brave was part of creating that meme, and Appion. Appion made the first part. Bacon Spock is great. That is Spock's reaction after eating bacon, and he screams into a pillow and then punches the air. What did you think of that, Jerry?
That is
best ever.
Sure, best ever.
Insufficient sensor data.
Incorrect.
10 fucking grueling hours.
That's
So
what you
bad.
guys have coming with Strange New Worlds, with this release pushed back to the end of July now, I believe. Does anyone consider it a victory that they didn't get their show on in Pride Month? Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck their show. We have the writers of Star Trek Discovery right here. I have, coming on screen right now, we have Alex Kurtzilla and all of them.
We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Hi, Peter Venkman Fan Club. Yeah, they did. Hey, listen, I love you guys. It's been a great show. Thank you for hanging out with me for 2 hours and 22 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. If you're coming through later, leave me a comment. If you've been here, you know what? Do me a favor. After the stream ends, if you hit the refresh and leave me a comment, it really, it's really helping. People have been doing it more and more. We had 13 comments the other day. I was so happy about that. I wish I could set goals like 30 likes. I really, if you haven't hit the like, please do it for me. 24 is super generous, you guys, from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. And I thank the Peter Venkman fan site and Venkman's girl, as we call her. Big Ghostbusters fan, always doing stuff to help the channel. Jerm, what you got going on? You told me already. I did that part. Tell people again. Which cartoon is it?
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse, The New Adventures.
That's right. We had to repitch because we took so long going out. Guys, we love you, but we still get out of here in, only 2 hours and 23 minutes. We'll see you maybe tomorrow. We'll see. And definitely on Saturday night at 10 minutes to 10 when we have... you can look for a pretty good meltdown from Admiral Teague when we watch The Expanse, which is the episode where the Xindi attack the Earth. Germ, what's your opinion on that one?
The worst chunk of the series coming up.
We won't be watching much of it. All right, guys. I think because we talked about her so much and because she's so hot, I think we deserve Sydney Sweeney on the way out. We'll see you soon. Maybe tomorrow at 3. Depends. We got to find some news. If there's nothing worth doing, I may not do anything. Got to see. But who knows? It has been anything but boring around here for the last few weeks. I'll see you guys later. And hey.
Do you want the Star Wars trilogy and the mythology to go beyond your lifetime?
No. 3 will be the last film, and it'll be a 6-part series, and that'll be the end of it.
Incorrect. You're not mentoring someone to take over for you?
No, it's
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
There may be other venues for it, but not in the theatrical release.
Affirmative.
I don't want to have it just sort of turn into Star Trek.